And let's start. All right, happy Tuesday. We are UAB Mental Health Ambassadors, and we are back with our mental Artist in Medicine series. Today's special guest artist is David Eric, Mr. David Edward Perry, and we are super excited to have him. And again, the UAB Mental Health Ambassadors is a peer-to-peer mental health promotion program composed of the Honors College, School of Public Health, and Student Counseling Services. And it was established in 2019. My name is Xavier Tates. I am the lead for Artist in Medicine team. My background is in mental health psychology, and I'm gonna pass it to Hannah.
Hi, I'm Hannah Salome. I'm one of the members of the Mental Health Ambassadors, part of this Artist in Medicine team, and I'm a sophomore neuroscience major here at UAB.
And then last but not least.
Hi everyone, my name is Isha. I'm also part of this Artist in Medicine team, and I am a junior majoring in public health.
Woo woo. So you all have met the team, and now it's time to introduce our wonderful special guest. Mr. David Eric Perry is a teaching artist and comedian. He has been in the arts and entertainment world for over 30 plus years, including working at Disney Channel and Nickelodeon Studios. Mr. David Edward Perry is in the inaugural 2023 class for Master of Science in Media, Medicine, and Health at the Harvard Medical School. So that is super neat. We are super excited to have you. And without further ado, everyone put your hands together for Mr. David Edward Perry.
Oh, please. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Don't rush the stage. Please don't. Please don't rush the stage at all. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. It's nice to be here today. Is the camera on me? I don't think it is.
It's on you.
It's on me? You guys can see me? It's all good?
Yeah.
Okay, great. My screen's acting buggy. It's just showing that Xavier, just showing you guys, you were highlighted. Okay, well, great. Hello, everybody. My name is David Edward Perry, and we are going to dive into how to use your comedic voice for mental wellness. It's going to give you a chance to find some balance and some harmony by using what you find funny as the gateway. So we're going to jump right in, everybody. And here comes the technological advancement called PowerPoint. It's a brand new technology. Some of you may have heard about it from Jeff Bezos. But here we go, gang. Comedy for mental health wellness. Now, here we are in the middle of coronavirus. We have had 2 years of isolation. All types of health problems have developed, but sadly, there's been a lot of depression and people have becoming just not healthy when it comes to being isolated, to being separated from your peer groups and having to exist all inside of a screen. So with those things at play, finding wellness right now is key. And all you need to have is your comedic voice, because laughter is the best medicine. And the reason being, because humor, when you laugh, it releases dopamine into your system. It gives you a healing aspect to your body. It also stimulates your mind. It gets your synapses going. It gets your neurons firing up. So sometimes when you dive into a really funny movie, you get separated from all the problems you're in right now. And that's what we're going to be looking at, hit that sweet spot right there. And also it reverses anxiety and depression. It also gives you a chance to step outside of the problem you're having right now and go into a place where you feel like, okay, I can handle it. So when you start this exercise, you want to schedule some time where you can actually block off about 30 minutes, maybe an hour if you can, and just give yourself time to have some relaxation, some meditation before you begin. So you have a chance to be healthy and creative at the same time. So find yourself a quiet place to begin. And the warm-up is simple. You just want to find yourself a spot, sit down, get comfortable, have a nice quiet environment, and then just focus on some simple breathing exercises. And there's tons you can select from. Everyone has a different type of style, but basically you just want to find a spot where you can sit and then have several breathing in and then several breathings out. And do that in repetition so you have a chance to find yourself calming down and separating yourself from the environment that you're in. Also, you can do some stretching as well as going up. Since you guys, some people here, everybody stick your hands up. There you go. Raise them up. Ladies too. There you go. All right. And bring your arms out like a bird. And you want to give it a bird. There you go. You got a little bird action going on. All right. Now, I want you to bring it down into a superhero pose where you feel majestic. Put your hands on your hips right there, your elbows out. Big deep breath in. Another one in and out. There you go. Okay, and then bring your arms back down. That's just a simple one I like to use. It gives you a feeling of empowerment and charges you up. And for finally, you want to do like a mental health exercise, where mental focus exercise rather, where you want to focus on an object in the room and really study it. It could be something on your wall, it could be something on your dresser or on your desk, an eraser, a pencil. But you want to spend several minutes just staring at it and observing it, looking at the texture, the color, the light, how it smooths around it, the shadows involved. So that's going to give you a chance to just focus in on one thing and one thing only. And hopefully you'll be able to just drift into that, and naturally everything else will kind of drift away. But just focusing on that one thing will give you a chance to hone your focus in. Now, once you've gotten warmed up, we're going to dive into comedy. What's funny to you? What's funny to you might not be funny to somebody else. It all depends on what type of comedy you like. Slapstick, political, there's tons of different options you can choose from, but you always know, what makes you laugh. So what I'd like you to do right now is take a second and think about something that has always made you laugh and remember it. Some type of an item, whether it's an item attached to a comedic movie that you saw or a story, some one item that you have that always makes you laugh as soon as you think about it. I'd like for you to take that object and like put a bow on it, okay? I want you to open up a little box, and for the moment, take that item, put it in the box, close it, put it back in your head, and hang on to it. And remember it, we're gonna come back to it later, so make sure you put the bow on it. That way it's insured. All right, so for a comedy sandwich, the comedy sandwich formula is very, very simple. It's a simple setup for every joke. You have a setup, then it leads into the execution, and then finally it comes to the punchline. Now, even if you're not a comedian, you know those simple steps just from being a consumer of comedy. And this is the same setup for whether it be written on film or in person. So it's those three steps will get you through how to come up with something funny. And think of it like a sandwich, where every sandwich has got a different layer. Hannah, what is a spot that you go to that has the best sandwich in your opinion?
Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's, okay. What is it about Jimmy John's that makes it stand out to you?
I like the quality of the ingredients. They're very fresh. Okay.
Gotcha. The lettuce, the meat, the bread, all the flavors of the sauces in there. And that's a great, that observation you have for Jimmy John's separates it from everybody else. So whenever you have a tray of options in front of you, Hannah's going to go for the Jimmy John's. Don't get in the way. She might cut you. I'm joking. That's not true. I don't know her. But, so if you have a sandwich, each layer represents a piece of a comedy bit. You got your setup at top, your reveal, the escalation of the plot, and then the final payoff at the end. And you've probably noticed this sometimes when you're watching a sketch on YouTube or a TV show or a movie, where sometimes each of the layers are either too thin or too thick with the comedy setup. And you automatically can tell what isn't working, whether the bread is stale, so the material's lame, or the performer is not really giving 100%, or they move further into the sketch for the reveal. Sometimes it's too much inside of it where it's just drawn on. Sometimes the material is really just stale and rotten and not funny. And sometimes the escalation takes too long. It's too much bread in the middle. And then sometimes the payoff is just not even there. It might just be a piece of lettuce because it's just not funny. So think about those dynamics of things that don't work. I'm sure like on YouTube, you've seen everyone's seen these videos where it's like 5 minutes, it was like a 10-minute long sketch that could have been 3 minutes, but it's just been padded so much. You're like, well, shoot, this could have been over 5-6 minutes ago. So remember those pieces when you start constructing a comedic idea in your head. And there's no rules. When you're starting off, it's just right. You want to get every idea you have down on the paper and just get it out of your head and put it on the page, because that way you can craft it and recraft it and mold it into your funny idea. So this warm-up exercise, we're going to spend about 3 minutes. I want you guys to study this photo, grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, and look at this photo in detail, like I mentioned before about looking at that one object. But you want to look at this really hard and scan it for the object, the background, the foreground. And as you look at it, start to drift into it and let the story be told underneath. And then you want to write a short description about what your story is at the as you're looking at the photograph. I'd like you guys just to write like a short little premise about what it is in front of you. And without further ado, here is your first picture. Really take this in. Step back and look at it, see all the elements inside of it, look at the background, the foreground. And as you do, start to get an idea of what type of story this is, and then just write it out real quick. A simple little premise about what we're watching, what this comedy sketch is about, and I'll give you a couple of minutes for you to do it.
Hey, Mr. Perry, we cannot see the photo.
Oh, you can't?
No.
Oh, all right. It's still on the title slide. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay.
Slideshow.
Yeah, it's not showing at all, huh? Okay. Stop the share. That is very bizarre. All right, let me come back in. My apologies, everybody. I had a whole bunch of really cool slides to show, and they all got missed. I spent 3 days painting. Okay. Can you see this screen now with the little unicorn? You can? Oh, okay. Okay, so it looks like I'm on deck with this one here. All right. My apologies, everybody. Okay, I'll just leave it here like this. All right, so that's the unicorn. I'll give you guys a couple minutes to look at the pink unicorn here and get some ideas of what is this comedy sketch about? What is going on inside of this sketch? And if you're stuck with an idea, just give it a look at the unicorn there and just look at the elements of it. The tail, the head. Look at what the unicorn's pushing. Car driving by. Who's in that car? Who's in the house? Those are little elements that may spark your imagination if you're having some difficulty coming up with an idea. All right. We're going to give it one more minute and then we're going to jump into it. Well, I guess the better thing is that anyone finished? Go ahead and raise your hand. Let me see who's finished. Are you guys still working? Okay, great. Okay, we're getting close. Give it like 30 seconds. All right, everybody, who would like to share their idea? Not everybody all at once. Who'd like to share? There are no right or wrong stories. It's all just your ideas, just your creative side. Xavier, you're laughing up a storm over there. You got something good. Let me know. Come on, share it.
I don't know if it's good or not.
Well, there's no good or bad. It's just your idea. That's all.
I got hung up on the fact that it's a whole unicorn pushing snow. How is the unicorn not cold?
Unicorns don't wear coats. They don't need them. And in this story, they don't need coats at all or shoes. Well, it looks like it does have boots on. But yeah, in this world, in this neighborhood, unicorns aren't wearing coats. So we're gonna move forward. Thank you for sharing your idea. Thank you. Ladies, would either of y'all like to share? Because we have some more exercises to do. So we can keep this process going. If you would like to share your idea, please go ahead.
I was about to say the funny part is the fact that the unicorn was able to get snow boots on.
Like what? It's a magical unicorn. Maybe it can use its horn to get down there and pull its boots on. That's a great observation. Well, we're going to move ahead to the next slide. And in this one, the same setup. You want to look at the picture, see what story is being told, and just come up with a quick concept. And here we are. What is going on in this picture? What type of story premise jumps out at you? Where is this? What's going on? Who's in it? What are they doing? What happened before this picture and what's going to happen after? All those questions, just give it a shot, and we'll give you a couple minutes on this. Give you 2 minutes on that one. And be sure to look at all the elements inside of it, because those pieces will help you construct a comedic idea of what is going on here. And there's a lot. And also think about what's going to happen before and what's going to happen after. Okay, coming up on 1 minute left, gang. right. All right, we're gonna stop it there. Who would like to share? Hannah, sure, you can go ahead and share.
I was just thinking it's kind of funny, the pigeon, he looks kind of guilty. I don't know what he's guilty of, but he's definitely looking at the camera like you didn't see anything.
So what are some things the pigeon could have done either in this frame or outside of the frame that could have been leading to the predicament of what's going on inside of it? It's the sky's the limit with your ideas. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just what was this pigeon doing? The pigeon's looking a little sus. It's a sus pigeon. Well, good guys, hang on to that idea. We're gonna jump ahead because I want to make sure we have enough time to do the exercises further in. But those are just simple exercises you can do just as a creative prompt, as a warm-up. You just find a photograph and then you just look at it, and the exercise we just did, just copy that formula. You look at the situation, what happened inside of it, and then you just construct, how is this funny? And with your own sense of humor. And like I said, there's no right or wrong because what you find funny is for you. And that sus pigeon, it is sus. So when you're constructing a story and accessing your feelings, you want to look at what is it that you want to say. With your feelings, it kind of leans toward, it could be something internal, it could be something external, something could be making you happy, sad, frustrated, fearful. What do you want to say about this feeling? And then tap into, well, why do you want to say it? Is it something that you're really passionate about? Is it something you're trying to work through? Is it something that you want to work on? And then who do you want to say this to? Do you want to find an audience to say this to, or is this just toward yourself, something you want to use toward building your own inner monologue? And finally, how are you going to say the story? Is it going to be something in your own voice? Is it going to be in a character's voice? Is it going to be from a pigeon that looks sus on top of a building as a narrator? It can be anything that's inside of your mind. And as you start to do like an inventory of your feelings, sometimes you'll find where there's a lot of negative emotions inside that are causing turmoil, that prevent you from finding that wellness and that calm. One way to balance that out is to sit down and give an honest inventory of what you are feeling. And when you do that, you can write this out on a page, but on the other side of that emotion, find its positive counterpart and then list that as well. So that way you're able to see there's more than just one side to this classroom. It's not all just negative. There's also positivity there too. And when you map out, if the negative will be bad or sad rather, and then the positive will be happy. And you just continue that type of process in your own words, in your own way, until you fill up that classroom. Because what we're gonna the focus is going from negative to positive. Taking a negative situation and then finding a positive outlook for it. And these are two different components. The first photograph there at the bottom, you see a young woman who's seems to be in some sort of a distress. And then the picture at the top is more of a positive photograph of another young woman breathing in flowers, and she's floating. So those are two extreme visual images of one completely different sides of your the positive and negative sides of what your emotions. So the trick with comedy is finding the bridge in between those two pictures. And something, when you're constructing it using your creative mind, something comical happens in between that makes it shift, go from there to there. So it's a balance of using comedy, balancing the funny with the serious. And it's possible to do. Those two pictures may be extreme, but through your creative process and your comedy, you'll be able to find a bridge for it. I'm going to give you an example here. This is from a group here in town called It's a Southern Thing, and they're very popular on YouTube. And this is a sketch they have called When You Forget to Say Yes, Ma'am in the South. And for all of our Southerners out there, you'll be able to understand this sketch really quickly. So this is when you forget to say South, when you forget to say yes, ma'am in the South.
You done with your food, honey?
Yes.
Yes. What?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
So a show of hands from my friends from the South. Has anyone been in that situation before where there's been that exchange? All right, see some hands up there. Okay, great. It's a very common thing. But that sketch shows the positive and negative aspects of that type of a scenario when you're dealing with manners and irritability. Moving forward, we've got, so you taking a negative emotion and making a positive action with it is possible. It is possible to take something negative and then change it into positive, and usually some sort of an action involved there helps. So what is the catalyst? What is it that can change something from a negative to a positive inside of a comedic structure? Again, that all falls upon you, and you just follow those rules. It's just a simple sandwich like Hannah said about Jimmy John's. All the ingredients are balanced. Everything has the good flavor, the good bread, the good story, the good actors, the ending is worth the payoff. So those are all things that you can factor into your story when you're writing. All right, so this is the last section here. What I'd like for you to do, we've got 3 minutes left. So look at this picture here and just come up with the premise in your head, and I'll come back in 2 minutes to wrap it up. So here is your final prompt, everybody. What is happening in this picture? What is the comedic event inside of this dramatic photograph? What is going on? I got about a minute to flesh out an idea, and then I'll come back. What is happening inside this picture? If you already have an idea, go ahead and raise your hand up and be more than happy for you to share your idea.
I think what makes it funnier is the fact that the photo is from a security camera.
Mm-hmm. It's like, what type of story is attached with this? So it's the late night shift, and all of a sudden a bear's coming in with an emergency. Somebody named Goldilocks broke into her house, and somehow the bear ate Goldilocks, and she wants to get her out accidentally. Something silly along those lines. That's great. That's a great observation. Does anybody else have an idea that popped up about a premise for this? No? Okay. Well, yeah, I'll leave you guys with this one here. This is a picture you can take with you and think about this one. What type of a story, comedic story, would this be happening in this photo? Let that one be our final photo for you to take with you as we conclude. But yeah, this was great. Oh, what I wanted you to do for this final photo, take that one item that you had that you put into your box and somehow implement that funny item into this picture. And take that exercise home with you as we conclude. And thank you guys for your time. I appreciate it. I'm so sorry about the slides got mixed up at the top, but keep writing, keep diving into using your comedic mind, and I hope to see you soon.
Yay! That was amazing. I was laughing the whole
Good.
entire time.
Well, that's good. It's like you can take all those exercises and find a photo online and really just dive into it and look at ways you can take a negative to a positive and apply it inside of any type of a story.
But I think out of all the photos, I really love the ballerina one. I really believe the pigeon knocked her out. So now she's just like, and the pigeon was like, what you looking at? Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here. Move along.
Yeah, move along. So yes, but I had so much fun. Did you all have fun with Mr. David Edward Perry?
I did.
Great.
Yes, thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Please take those exercises, and it's kind of a really fun thing to do with your friends. Just grab some pictures. Everybody grab make 2 or 3, and then everyone just show it their own ones and just write out a premise. It's a really cheap and easy way and fun way to spend some time with your peer group.
I'm definitely gonna keep that in my back pocket because now I know what to tell my friends as a mental health exercise. Since we love memes and we love laughter.
Good.
So yes, but we had so much fun with you. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come chat and educate and laugh with us. And you all who are listening, we thank you for viewing. And don't forget, we will see you next time. And also don't forget to keep laughing and take care of yourself. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Thanks, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.